What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's November 7th. It's a Monday, and it's about 7:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was thinking, should I wait? Back. It's November 7th. It's a Monday, and it's about... I was thinking, should I wait for me to be in a trade like I usually do, something a little bit more exciting? But it's almost 7:55 here, or 8 o'clock here. So let's go ahead, get started. See what is moving and see what we want to possibly start trading here. CTM was moving originally, and I was like, all right, let's go ahead, start trading it. This one did pop up around 55%, and the volume was definitely getting there. I knew the 5-minute was somewhat extended here, so I was waiting for a bigger pullback to about VWAP or so. I actually got a really nice entry, popped higher, it was up like $60. Very small amount. That was only like 1 or 2 pennies, and I was waiting for that pop higher here, and we just weren't getting it. Then sell volume was getting more and more heavy. We just didn't get that pop. I just closed it, and right after I closed it, it actually ended up selling off even more. It did pop up roughly to where I closed it again. So luckily I did sell off, because I would have been down like $300-400 if I held through this. I think that would have been a little bit scary for your first trade of the day. So I'm happy I closed it when I did. I'm still down 130, but overall a smaller loss. Let's see if we get any more opportunities. GCT being called out from Blaze here, NL Blaze. Still too low volume for me to really get interested in that one. I'm definitely going to be looking for a little bit more sell-off today. So let's look at some of the large caps we went ahead and traded. So you guys, I'm officially no more in any swing trades. I did do one last trade on Friday. I was looking for some support. I kept sizing down. Then we had a kind of a big bottom bounce here, and I ended up closing this position for a small loss. The big winner was obviously pre-market when unemployment came out, and then we rode that almost all the way to the perfect top, 10% move there, made about 2K on that one. And then I gave back like 150 on this one. So not as much sell-off as I was hoping for on Friday. So I'll still kind of be patient here. Again, I do kind of feel like we might be seeing some more sell-off on some of these big names. Right now, we are kind of stuck in a little bit of consolidation phase here after about a 30% sell-off. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we tested like 55 or so and then bounced right back up. I don't really see a continued sell-off just yet. It would feel a little bit premature, but I do feel like we're going to see maybe Coinbase go below 55, below 40, below 50 even at one point. I think that's definitely in the realms of opportunities. I don't know. I don't think it's going to really happen today, especially below 50. Like I said, I do think we're going to see a little bit more consolidation. But maybe at one point, because it's still a very, very bearish market out here for sure. So honestly, I personally would love to see a little bit more of like a final capitulation, just like unreasonable sell-off like we saw back in, when was this? This was like March. No, this was May. So in May, we just had an insane amount of capitulation. In this one day, we had, or this, one period here, 70% capitulation. And then we bounced up pretty much 100%. So absolutely crazy. And we've pretty much been stuck in that range ever since. So let's see if we get a new low here. I'm not totally sure if we will. kind of feels like we found a bottom on some of these large companies. But if you go to the SPY, for example, we had a nice little bottom bounce there. The SPY is slightly green again today. So we had a nice strong hammer candle, and I've been expecting us to kind of crawl higher again here back to 400. And I think with that rally, we're going to see a lot of pulls off these lows. So any sort of sell-off, pre-market, market open over the next few days, I'm definitely going to be a buyer. Obviously, one thing we need to consider here is the fact that, let's see here, impact. Let's go to maximum impact. And this is for the USA. We have Thursday, we have the inflation coming out. So that's going to be really big at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is just god-awful time for inflation to be coming out right at the market open. So beware on Thursday. Other than that, let's see what happens. Maybe we're going to get sell-off, a little bit more sell-off until inflation comes out, and then we're going to get a rally. Maybe we're going to rally before inflation comes out the next few days. I think it's just going to be really interesting overall. I'm not really sure how I personally want to go about it. I think anytime we see larger sell-offs, I'm going to start buying into those. Dot's calling out Clove earnings today. Oh, that's going to be quite interesting. Clove is so depreciated that this is another one of those tickers that just might be a really good trade. You know, just pretty much blindly trading some of these. That's, in a way, that's what I've been doing. Not necessarily blindly, but just realizing, okay, these are really depreciated tickers. If they keep selling off, they're probably a buy. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been trading the range on a lot of these tickers. And I'm up around $4,000 on my swing trade portfolio for November. So definitely puts my day trading portfolio to shame, which is up around, I think, $1,000 or so, maybe a little bit less. So that's overall why I'm also just a bit more focused on small caps right now. I just feel like, I mean, large caps, just the opportunities you can reel out of them is much more attractive risk reward wise than with small caps. And there you can see the NASDAQ down to 10.4 thousand year to date. S&P at 3.7 thousand, down 21% year to date, and Dow at 32,000, down 10, almost 11% year to date. The Dow is really holding well, I gotta say, very impressive. So it kind of seems like this whole recession is a bit more of like a tech recession in a way. Specifically, everything that benefited heavily during COVID is basically having a very aggressive correction, more than any sort of mean reversion, I would say. Last week was a rough one in the stock market, and this week could be even more unpredictable. A lot of earnings going on, a lot of macro information coming out. I'm going to reload this page. That's interesting. Gas prices are very correlated, have a high correlation to the satisfaction with the government, which is crazy. Although I would say the two don't have a lot in common. Look at this correlation at point, not minus negative 0.91. Why are gas prices so powerful? I mean, because you just see them everywhere, I suppose. The current national average for a gallon of unleaded gas is $3.80. That's roughly the same as a month ago. Down significantly from a record of more than $5. I remember when I was in high school, for a short period of time, we were paying like $6 per gallon. It was pretty insane. $1.9 billion Powerball. That's ridiculous. Died at 34. Dang, that's really young. That's insane. Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, wow, this guy has to be very young. She also makes talking about humble trader. She makes very like YouTube friendly content, like very YouTube content in general. American billionaires have funneled 880 million to elections as of last week. That's crazy. Accounting for 7.4% of all money raised. George Soros is always the #1 donor, it feels like. Yeah, it looks like Oregon is going to be switching to Republic. It's going to be quite interesting. Here it says they have non-democratic democratic governor in 40 years. That's crazy. Tomorrow's election day. So yeah, CPI drops on Thursday. That's going to be heavy. And again, we just learned it's going to be at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the open is going to be very hectic on the CPI on Thursday. Yeah. Veterans Day is Friday. Black Panther, see what comes out. The last lunar eclipse in 3 years will take place tomorrow. That's crazy. Meta will reportedly begin laying off thousands of employees this week in what could amount to the company's most significant job cut since it was founded in 2004. How crazy is that? TSA pre-check is something that I still need to do. I keep forgetting about it. That poor toad. National Park Service wants humans to stop looking at this toad. Just looks at the camera. Oh, this looks fun to watch. Man, that's heavy. Does it say how he died? I feel like it's some sort of drug overdose, but I'm really not sure. lot of stuff about the elections. Energy colonialism. %90 decline in mortgage originations. DWAC crawling back to VWAP. Anyone trading this one? Could be interesting. It's not in play for me yet. It's got to get over VWAP, but technically it's a nice little bottom bounce there. I know some of you guys do that. BYND, 41 short interest. BBYY, 39% short interest. Guys, woo-wee. Reckless. Really looks like Bitcoin here had a little bit of support. Maybe I think we're going to see probably something around 23, 25,000 pretty soon if this continues. It's got to hold this zone, then it could start ripping up, but it's hard to say. Maybe we'll have a fake out at one point first. Tesla down 8% last 7 days. Amazon down 11%. Apple down 10%. Yeah, just tech got hit so hard on Friday, and just a few days leading up to Friday was insane. High U.S. investors buying pressure on Coinbase Premium. This could be an opportunity on GCT, holding that breakout pretty well. Seeing if we can get an entry on this one. We still have a lot of resistance above. Whole and $half zones could be interesting to watch. It's a little late to the party on this one. I'm gonna close that one out. Didn't get a full size there. I'll be right back. It is holding that 5-minute breakout though, GCT, so it's not too bad. I would say there's a lot of resistance around $8. I think that's probably the best zone to watch. And then around 650 or so. $670 even. So we're kind of inching around this territory. It's a bit more of a grinder, so I wouldn't be buying it too high. We'll have a bit more support in the high teens. I think we could see this ticker crawl ideally into the 6.4, 6.5 territory. Let's see if it breaks here at 18. Held for now. Looking for ideally one more pullback here. closer to the 9 EMA, but so far it's bouncing. Slow pre-market. It's almost 8:30. Sometimes we get a little bit more action around this time. Keep an eye out for that. Possible new high here. Boom, look at that. A little tricky. Well, let's see if we can jump on this one and ride it a little bit higher. Bid stacking nicely. Jumped in at 35, looking for a move into the 40s. I'll buy this one a little bit higher than I probably would have liked. I think I made the classic mistake of buying grinder too high. Again, waiting for a move into the 40s, and then ideally over. It's a little slow here. I'm just gonna stop out. So you want to typically always be buying grinders very low. Just this is a classic ticker that I tend to try to avoid pre-market, but we don't have anything else moving. So just a scratch, 2 scratches on GCT for me. I would actually love if this ticker really started pulling away. So I mean, we have volume over and around about 100,000 shares being traded per minute. That's actually pretty good. So let's keep an eye on this ticker and see if we can trade a little bit more. Again, I really want to see that push over 6.5 and then hold. We just had a pretty nice run all the way to the 6.5 zone, 12%. So maybe we'll get a bit of a pullback first before a breakout, but who knows? Right now the volume's still pretty strong. We've got another minute in this candle, this 5-minute candle, so maybe we're going to use that to break out. I think we could get a better breakout if it consolidates here a little bit longer. So I'll be looking for that. 47, new high. Could break into the 50s, wouldn't be surprised. There we go. Boom, nice. New 5-minute crawling up now. Let's see if the support holds. $48 could be a good buy. No, we didn't get it back above. Crawling down the former 5-minute. Next buy in the 20s, low 20s. Or actually more like mid 20s. Maybe even low 30s. Ooh. Getting a bit more of a pullback here. Low 30s is what I was looking for, high 20s. Still finding support. Not looking for a new high just yet because we're on a red 5-minute candle. Push to 35. Still seeing quite a bit of support coming in. Just in case it has a quick break under 35, I want to be ready. It's really holding here though. I'm not sure if we're going to break 35. Yeah, there's that initial bounce. So a little bit too conservative so far. Here we go. There's a possible break under 35. Jumped on it. Average at 34, 33. Finding 9 EMA support. Let's see if we can hold this area. Looking for that move back to about 6.4, 6.45, 6.5. Let's see if we can break that 6.4 zone. That's really what I'm waiting for. So far, it's a little bit slow. Still selling off here. Cutting some size. Just really not getting that bounce I was looking for. Cutting the rest here. Maybe we'll re-enter. Watching. Support came in there. Jumping back in on this one. Didn't get a full entry though. Looking for a bounce here back into the 40s. Half the size of my former trade. Didn't get my full size. Also very weak though. Looking for a move into the 40s. It's just very slow. I think we still might get a push into the 40s. Very small position size. Let's just keep holding this one for a little bit longer. I think it's going to be a hard time breaking above 6.5, but I think we could see a move into the 40s. But I'm still a little nervous overall if it's even going to hold here. So I'm doing half size. Otherwise, I probably would have already closed some position size. There we go. There's the move. $38. Really struggling around 38. You can just see that. Oh, there we go. Nope. So we have a former resistance at 38 from that last 1 minute pop. So we're still struggling to get above that. I'm just going to stop out here. It might pop like any second, but the whole trade is a scratch to begin with. OIST moving up 40% out of nowhere. Acquisition, it looks like, otherwise it wouldn't be so slow. Buyout, yeah, okay, this is a no trade. ORGS popping up here. A little bit light volume for me to want to trade it. There we go, 75,000 shares. Definitely gets a bit more interesting here. Question is, can we get back to that former high of around $2? We've got about 19 cents of upside before major resistance comes in. I'm not sure if we're going to see something like that, though. Volume is getting there. It's definitely getting there. Five-minute breakout, getting those 1 minute pullback opportunities. Another 2.5 minutes in this candle. It's okay. GCT flagging out on the 5 minute, also an opportunity. I'm not crazy about these setups though. They're not super nice. Just feels like a lot of risk. Even GCT is kind of a ranging breakout right now. It's if anything, if I was long this, I would be closing. It's a little risky. Maybe we're gonna get a quick pop higher, but overall it's a bit risky. Ooh, my neck is super tight. ORGS is trying. Technically a ranging breakout as well on ORGS, but it's not so bad because it's a legit 5 minute high here. It's not like GCT, which is the 5 minute stuck in engulfing candle. So actually ORGS looks a lot more interesting. So a new 5 minute breakout there. It's pretty good. Wow. Okay. So yeah, it actually ended up working. Good to see that. Let's see if we can get a pop over 89. $8:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we're really not getting that much action so far today. I mean, ORGS is pumping along here. It's not too bad. Looks like GCT might break this critical 635 zone. Watching that one on my second screen. ORGS is a bit of a grind here, but still giving us some decent opportunities. The volume's a little bit light for a $2 stock, $1.90 stock. It's very much on the light side. GCT finally broke that 35 zone. Maybe we'll get a better 5 minute setup, something closer to like 620 or so. Oof, instant move to 618. Holds a little bit. So now we're back at 622. So it's bounced right back up. Tarpon saying ORGS securing that $50 million investment. So I got to show you guys something pretty crazy. I basically told an AI art generator a few keywords, and this is the art it created. So I told it stock market, meme, and then Jeremy Powell, Fed. It's like wait. Stock market, meme, Jeremy Powell, Fed. Technically the name is really one, but this is what it came up with. And I'll show you guys a few images. It's kind of crazy. So we have JP here with a red behind him. Got the American flag with stock charts. This is actually pretty cool. We have something that looks like the New York Stock Exchange or some congressional building that's on fire. We got, I didn't say anything about fire. I just said those keywords, those 5 keywords: stock market, meme, Jeremy Powell, and Fed. Here's another one with a mustache, JP here, and it's kind of cool, like stock chart. Not even really sure with columns. We got another JP with a, he looks pretty like an actor in this one. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's keep going. We got another image from JP with, it looks like a sandcastle here in the background. We got, this is just pure red. We have something that looks like the New York Stock Exchange maybe falling apart with some debris around it, some clouds. I'm not really sure. We got JP in a brick wall, super random. This is pretty cool. Was that all? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. And this is actually my favorite here. This is pretty cool. So we got a guy in a suit, which I guess I would imagine is JP with a red tie. That's really interesting. We got kind of like a flame face that looks like a bear in a way. You got the ears like a teddy bear face, the black nose. We also have Jomel. I guess that's kind of what they converted Powell, Jeremy Powell. Like you can kind of get something out of that with the Fed. Also on fire. We got him over here with like a little explosion or something happening next to him. This blue and orange background's kind of interesting. Super random though. Like crazy what this AI came up with. And the artwork is actually really creative. Here his eyes are really dark. So these are the 5 things. 5 times 4, so 20 images that the AI generated. So very bearish, I would say, in a way. Very, very interesting. This one's kind of crazy, like very drifty. I don't know what's going on with that image. I really like the American flag one. I think this is actually really cool. So I was having some fun on there. I'll tweet some of the findings later. So check out my Twitter. Stay notified to see what else I come up with the AI art generator. I'll definitely be using it a little bit more to come up with some weird topics. If you guys ever have something interesting to type into it, let me know. Some keywords. I'll be happy to throw some stuff up. 8:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Still nothing really interesting. I could have maybe got some green trades on ORGS in this area, but it died off pretty quick. GCT, I don't know. Somehow I guess I was maybe a little bit late to this one, and then into this weird rally action, I couldn't really get green on it. So slightly red for me. I'm down 113 on the day so far. So red day. Waiting for a little bit more action. So I just realized on Twitter, I can only make up to 4 pictures at once. So what pictures should we, what do you think are some of the better pictures here? Let me think about this again. I think definitely this one. This one's kind of cool. It's like interesting. I think this one, besides the Jeremy Powell looking like an actor, a little random. Also super random, but I think this one's quite unique because it's a little bit more dynamic, and definitely this one. So I think the two I'm not crazy about would be one of these two. I'm not really sure which one is worse. This one has a really cool building, but this one has like a really interesting stock chart here. Also, Powell doesn't have he doesn't have a mustache, does he? A little stubble there. He actually looks like somebody I know in this picture. Like a pretty good friend of mine. All right, GCT popping off the lows here, VWAP, 5-minute breakout, and SPRC being called out by Tom, halted pre-market. SPRC, I don't really see that one. I'm not sure what's going on. But for now, GCT is back in play. And look at this, ORGS had a nice pop back from below VWAP, so that's really good to see. 5-minute breakout on GCT, maybe we'll get a little continuation. SPRC, let me look at this one again. Maybe I typed the wrong thing. No. Another way to look at this is if you go to here and we just pull up halts. Let's see what's going on in the halt world. SPRC, there it is again. 5-minute resumption time. Very weird. News pending. David says Alzheimer's study news. All right, good to know. With the SPRC. Yeah, not really feeling GCT yet. David says if it's good, then it might be the stock of the morning. If it's not, well, Well, we'll see. Morning, Jim. Mason calling out VERU. Very hectic one. This one looks like there must be some sort of earnings or something on it, but I don't see it. Crazy, 30% move. Jim mentioning HUDI, which is, you know, from $20 to $200. We did not trade this one at all. It was a real late day runner here, so it went over my radar. This thing kind of pops up and just rallies hard with very light volume. Although it is a much more expensive ticker, so that makes sense. GCT ripping here. Let's get back on this one. Nice 5-minute pullback there. Try to get long at 56, missed my entry. Let's see if it pulls back one more time. Here at 56, long. Looking for this one to get a little bit more continuation. Back above into the 50s and then 60s. Looks like it might be pushing into the 60s. The bid is crawling higher. I like to see the bid getting higher like that. Yeah, there's it stacking a little bit more. Good to see that. Still a lot of sell pressure though. There we go, into the 60s. That's what we were waiting for. Unfortunately, it did not hold that at all. So I'm going to give it a little bit longer here, thinking, and just I'm putting some sell orders in this time just in case it has one of those flash moves again. Here we go. No, too much sell momentum. It's not holding. Cutting. Unfortunately, I'm cutting. Bigger sell-off than I was expecting there. So there it goes, back into the 60s. That's what I was waiting for. Let's see if we can get another setup on this one. I think somewhere around 100 volume, this ticker really started getting a lot more interesting right here when we popped over 100. Could have maybe traded these pullbacks here. Now, so it finally did the move I was waiting for. So I could have maybe bought back. I was actually ready to buy back if we were going to keep pulling back below 50. That's where I wanted to jump in on it. Bit of an awkward mix of tickers today that we're seeing, that's for sure. $901. Maybe we'll get a little bit more action around, I don't know, 650, 645 or so. CTM totally died. That one pretty much just totally died on us. first bigger pop. Held. I'm looking for maybe one more. There was a 49 that I wanted. Let's see if we can get another little pullback here. We have a lot of support in the 40s, high 40s. Looking for a little bit more of a sell-off into the 47s. I like the big 6.4 support that we have. Maybe we'll get a little bit more of a pop higher. So far, it doesn't really look like it. Waiting for 49 to break higher. Boom. There we got some. And taking the rest. Oh, just stalled out. There we go. No, kind of stalled out there. Maybe a rebuy. Let's watch at 49. $46. No. Good. Yeah, I would have had to get a little bit more aggressive. I still like the 5-minute on this one. With all the big support zones we have. I feel like HUDI going down 77% was only a matter of time with some offering or something like that. Another dip, but we have a lot of support around 46. I'm not really sure we're going to break this area. Small entry at 46, very small size. One more size here at 45, although I didn't get filled. One more push down here to 44. This is looking like a good little possibility for a move back to the 50s. Down to 44. Key support here in this zone. Last entry at 42. Looking for that move back above 45 into the 50s. Not sure if we're going to get it. I don't expect to see any sort of reversal. It's still struggling here quite a bit. A little bit of a more risky move for sure. New candle popping up now. Bid stacking there at 41. It's a good sign. I think I had my initial entries maybe a hair too soon. If it does pop, which it's still looking a little weak. Stopping some size there, possible more size, stopping out at 40. Oh, there's that pop I was waiting for, so it was good that I was a little bit more patient. It helps to reduce size though. It always helps to reduce size. Not the best setup by any means, so I never wanted to size up too much into this trade. Still kind of struggling here. The bid's stacking, but it's just a slow grinder, not good resolution. Should have already popped back over 40. Stopping out. Taking a fair loss there. Kind of giving back a little bit of profits on it. Breakout or bailout. I think that's why I have such a hard time trading grinders, because, you know, I have to try to hold them a little bit longer. So let's focus on VERU, which was really making a nice pop earlier. But it was really choppy, so I stopped looking at it. Now it's really popping up nicely, so it's good to see that. Let's see how we can trade this one. I'm actually going to start with smaller size. Really good potential here. Let's jump in on small size, very small size. Pulling back here a little bit. We're still in that first 5-minute candle, so that's really good to see that. But anything, yeah, I gotta cut this one, unfortunately. So a quick loser right there. I was looking for that move over 14 into the 15s, into the 16s, new high. Kind of got stalled out on there. So for me, I'm down 350. Still not anything major, luckily. But unfortunately, first trade on a ticker, you know, red is never fun. So that's always why I size down. So what I did right there was I reduced my position size drastically because it's a new ticker. So it's really important to keep that in mind. Closed at 1310. So pop right back up. Unfortunately, I cut almost near the perfect low there on that one. Actually, maybe even. So 5-minute candle had a pretty aggressive pullback. Now we're crawling back the next 5-minute candle. This could be an interesting buy off a 9 EMA. That's probably the next good entry. We kind of already had a bounce there. So I was a little bit late on that one. Should have jumped on a bit sooner. Missed my entry. Nice recovery back above the new 5-minute. So we could see this one bounce, but these pullbacks are pretty hard. So it's a little bit more tricky to manage your risk. Here it was about a 13% pullback. Here, very similar situation, 13-15% pullback. Volume is really nice on VERU, really, really nice. So 1479 showing, let's see, 79 showing big resistance there. I'm not sure if we're going to break over that 15 zone. But that's really the spot to try to get aggressive on, because if we could pop over that, could be really good. Volume, not necessarily anything super interesting relative volume-wise, high relative volume. But maybe we'll pick that up soon. Still waiting for a ticker that I could really start sizing up into. I haven't really found it yet. VERU had a nice little move, but unfortunately I got a little skunked on my first trade. Luckily I just did very small size. But still I rode this one almost perfectly down. About like 70 cents a share or so. Maybe even a little bit more, yeah. Maybe we'll get another opportunity on VERU, but so far I don't see those amazing setups that are as good. I was hoping this 5 minute was going to really keep ripping here because the volume profile was really nice. Unfortunately, pulled right back again. Had a nice 9% bounce, so I should have jumped right back in it. I cut my losses, and around like 30 cents a share later it bounces, so could have been a really good re-entry. At this point, it's a little bit tough because, you know, 5 minute, you know, former doji, and we have still easy downside potential. It's a tough one here. Tom calling out SPRC. So it all opened from that pre-market halt, which is very unusual. Sometimes you see it with bigger events, news pending, something else coming out. In SPRC's case, it was news pending. Sometimes you even see it with earnings, but still very, very rare. SVERU almost cracking the 14 zone, so it's interesting what we got popping up here. Still not something I want to trade yet at this moment. I missed my second trade, and that's really the fumble, but I don't want to FOMO just because I missed that bounce here. SPRC crawling higher, so it found support around 1.3, now moving up 14%. Really interesting ticker as well, very unorthodox. We got big resistance around 1.5, 1.6, but if we could rip that, you know, we'll probably run to $2 or so fairly easily. So I'll just go ahead and mark the $2 zone. SPRC, I like the fact that we're up so much on this one. Up on the day around 52%. That's good. VERU trying to break 13. 1.5 holding. Five-minute candle holding well. Possible break here at 1.6. Bids coming in. Joining at 159. Oh, what? I jumped in, but I didn't get my fill. I would be a little nervous here. We want to see quick resolution. I'd be jumping out again. Possible re-entry. No, so it failed, so it's good to jump back out. I'm just trading in my head right now as if I did get my entry that I missed. Possibly jumping back in. Jumping in there. Dang, I didn't get filled again. I guess I was a hair late. And still not breaking out, though. It doesn't have that quick breakout, so I'd probably be stopping out unless we really hold this kind of 163 zone. Otherwise, I'd be out. There's the bid that we were waiting for. Yeah, okay, so that trade would have worked. Still stalls out a little bit much. Weird. Very weird. VERU finally pulled back like we were expecting it would. Never really bounced, so this one's just selling off very aggressively now. SPRC still continuing. My read on SPRC is a little off. If we have large caps really big selling off this morning, I'll probably jump over and try to get some entries on the large caps. Otherwise, I'll stay focused on the smalls. I wouldn't be looking for a new high just yet, just because the 5 minutes crawling down right now. We're not making a new high on the 5 minute. Possible trade off of VWAP or even slightly below 162 or so. A little bit of a red pre-market for me, unfortunately. Didn't really get my ticker that I was able to nail today. There we go. There's that pull below 162 we were waiting for. In the 59s, let's see if we can get one more move to the 58s. VWAP and the 9E may support. One more size there, very small size regardless. Going off the VWAP bounce here. After a fairly strong sell-off already. 10% or so. So we got a pop, but it didn't hold that well. A lot of sell volume just in general. Very small size on this one. Still very small size. Putting a limit orders just because sometimes the price pops up and I don't get, and if your limit orders aren't there, you're just not going to get filled, and then the price goes right back down. So I'm going to start placing some of these limit orders a little bit ahead of time. Yeah, 61 still showing a lot of resistance. Boom, very quick trade there. Very small position size. I only did 2,000 shares. Really, I'd want to be closer to about 10,000 shares. Nice to get a little bit of a green trade after a few smaller back-to-back losses. So 5-minute on SPRC is turning into a little bit of a hammer candle. Could get interesting. I closed this position at 615, so could have held a little bit longer, but it could have easily kept selling off. All right, we got another 4 minutes before the market opens. Let's see what happens. It looks like the tickers are a little all over the place today, so I'm not crazy about, saying, okay, this is going to be the one. Probably SPRC is probably the best at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see how these tickers go at the open. I'm just going to take a step back and get aggressive as soon as I see a good setup. At the moment, I don't really see any good setups, and this pre-market has been a little bit slow for me personally. I'll be right back. All right, another 2 minutes here. Most of my focus will probably be on SPRC at the open. Like I said, if I see some large caps selling off, for example, coin approaching 55, I would definitely be doing some dip buying on some large caps. Other than that, calm and collected. Maybe GCT will give us some opportunities as well. So I'm watching GCT, ORGS, although that one basically died off totally. Definitely SPRC, VERU on the second screen. We'll see what we get. Good luck, everyone. $30 seconds. Time of force day Sort by dollar volume. $18 seconds. I'm not sure how explosive this open will be, although SPRC could give us some explosive action. VERU needs to pop back above VWAP. SPY opening higher. VERU found support on the 9 EMA. Maybe it's going to break over VWAP. But it's hectic. GCT crawling higher. It's up 38% right now. It's good to see that. 5-minute breakout here. A little hairy. So far the bid's holding. It's just a little bit of a doji. Not really what we'd like to be seeing. First starts crawling higher. Jumping in on this one at 40. Let's see if we can get break over that 50 zone. Small size, very small size. Taking some profits there, very small size, like I said. GCT, nice move there. Not sure if it's gonna hold. CTM being called out. Popped higher too. It's lacking volume for me. Veru back around VWAP, looking interesting. SPRC falling off a cliff. Uh-oh. SPY also just had a huge potential reversal. A bit of a shooting star candle popped up. Veru is probably the most interesting at the moment. The question is, can it hold this zone? 5-minute breakout is confirmed. Oh, GCT just got crushed. Oh my lord. That's not something that's gonna show confidence here. DWC out of the gates also fell off a cliff. Makes me a little bit nervous to trade Veru because if this one falls, it could fall so quick. And I've already got stuck in one of those moves today. So I won't be able to size up in Veru. Ah, my neck is so stiff right now. The volume on Veru is just really nice. Watch out, guys. SPY falling really quickly. It's definitely slow. It's definitely very slow right now. Not seeing anything that it makes me want to jump on board. So I'm just kind of standing here watching, waiting. Hopefully we get something. Xpev moving. Anyone trading Xpev? Actually a pretty nice breakout here. Large cap. 7.2 billion. Definitely still has some front side potential. Coin selling off. Guys, today could be setting up some really good late morning swing trades, so I might be really keeping an eye on that. Xpev pulling back here. Something closer to the 9 EMA would be interesting for me. Back above the former 5-minute candle. I thought it was going to keep selling off there, but found support really fast. It's actually quite bullish. Let's give it a little bit longer. SPY is still selling off anyway. Small entry on EPEV right here at 67. Like I said, around the 9 EMA, that was my goal. Still selling off though. Let's see if this can hold and bounce back. Looking for a high over 8.8. It's a bit of a slower mover, so I'd have to be really slow the way I trade this one. Unless it moves really quick and take some profits. Still moving, looking for that move over 8.8. I would actually buy high if there's an opportunity for it. Really strong move there. Let's see if we can get any sort of entry, if it has any sort of retrace. 7.7, 877. Jumping in here at 73. Unfortunately, it still kept on selling off. Cutting and re-entering possibly. Re-entered there. I'm looking for this to hold and then go back to 8.8. So a little sloppy trading on my end right there, or just a lack of continuation ultimately from the ticker. Yeah, I'm gonna have a hard stop here. It's 57. There's a lot of sellers that crawled into this one. Moving up the stop to 61. Let's see if we can get a little bit of continuation. Unfortunately, I sized into this ticker that ultimately flushed right back down. So adding into winners right now is really just not the recipe for success. So today is just not my day. Stopping out potentially around 61. So I've just been taking too many losses today. Luckily, all fairly small losers, but they just basically at this point kind of added up. So we're back into the green here. We need to get back above 88. So unfortunately, I had a really good entry. I added higher, and then I ended up stopping out near the low. So this one just really did not work the way I was expecting it to. So I've been a little bit off today, but that's fine. Looking to see if we get that last move over 8.8. I think there is that chance for it. It's a slower mover, so using bigger size on this one is totally acceptable. So again, looking for that move over 8.8. Unfortunately, that sizing up really threw me off. I'm going to close this one out with the intent of maybe rebuying here if we get an opportunity for it. Still struggling. Looking around on my second screen, just seeing if there's any opportunities out there. All the small caps we were looking at today really don't seem so interesting. SPRC did have a nice bounce off of 137. Just stuck below VWAP. Not really sure if Xpev is a really good one to be trading for me. This could have some continuation. The 5 minutes just a little bit ugly here. It's not really a good setup. This is kind of a ranging pullback. It's typically a risky setup. It is a large cap though, so sometimes these are just a little bit more choppy the way they behave. So I'm down 260 on the day. Small red day so far. Haven't really found the ticker that worked so far with me. But I'm still waiting, optimistic, and then hopefully we can start sizing into something. It seems like it might honestly be a large cap if they keep selling off. Let's go to SPRC as it's breaking back above VWAP. Same with Veru, also breaking above VWAP right now. So both of these could be in play at some point. Nice move there on Veru. Holding this zone pretty okay. Not sold yet, but it's a young 5 minute candle. I mean, we still have plenty of time left. Kind of a failed move there, but it's still holding. It's a little tough here in this zone. Trading the anticipation might be the way to go. Xpev kept selling off, so that one died out, unfortunately. Possible breakout over 1.6 on SPRC, so it held that pullback. New minute popping up in 3, 2, 1. New 5 minute is holding here, and it's above the former 5 minutes, so this is actually quite bullish. It really feels so top heavy somehow. Yeah, it's not doing what it should be. These tickers are struggling today. Veru is crawling higher, but it doesn't look necessarily any better. Xpev had finally a bounce, but did get below VWAP. Tough day today, huh? I think we might get some really good opportunities, maybe like late morning or so, like 10:30 or something like that. I'm hoping for maybe a bigger sell-off with some of these large caps, and then I'll just jump in on those and treat that like a trading day. But so far, I don't really see any opportunities that I like. Dex says elections week. Yeah, that might. Honestly, the amount of macro news lately is just insane. Or not even news, like just macro events. I feel like 2021 it was so rare. You know, you'd have like earnings and then, you know, occasionally some Fed talks, but I feel like this year it's almost every day. But that's fine, you know. It just basically means be a little bit more relaxed and patient, and also wait for those good big time setups on the large caps. And that's what we've been doing. And actually this month is potentially on track to be one of my best months. If we have, you know, a week like last week with the large caps. So in a way, it's totally fine. It's just not my default kind of orthodox way to be trading. So I gotta adjust and switch up, that's for sure. John says the rent does not wait. Amen to that. Always good to have a side gig. Check out my side gig and side hustle video if you guys haven't done so already, for some side hustle ideas while you work on your trading career. I actually do 2 of them, which are very easy to do on the side. One for anybody, the second one not so much. I also talk about ways to monetize your skills and your passions. Dot's calling out SLNA. It's moving, but it has pretty much no volume. SPRC back at it again here, Possible break of 1.6. 5-minute candle looks a little bit healthier now. You know, the fact that it didn't totally fall off a cliff is quite a good sign. VERU, it's grinding higher. Just doesn't really feel worth it risk reward wise. SPRC pulling back again. Veru crawling higher, but it's, I don't know, I feel like I would have a hard time trading Veru just because of its super grindy behavior. Xpev bounced off of 850. Veru is still crawling higher. I'm gonna small size ready just in case I see a good setup. I would probably end up I would probably consider buying this one near bigger support, but I don't think I can buy this one high just because the last time I got flushed into 1340 could be one of those interesting setups. Kind of feels like the ask is very strong right now. We still got 2 minutes in this 5-minute bull candle, so could easily keep crawling higher. A lot of resistance around 14. Yep, Veru is a large cap, Mason. Yep, $1.1 billion market cap. But it's a little all over the place because here it was, I guess it was performing like a ticker with just news or something like that. A little bit like Coinbase last week and Square. I should have bought it low, just waited for the rip. The second it recovered, it was a really bullish sign. Traded that one very poorly. Here we go. Veru breaking 1420. Yeah, I missed quite a few entries on Veru. Not my best. Not my best. 9 EMAs around 1374. Kind of double topping potential here. Back to pre-market highs are roughly 14.7. I was too aggressive on this one initially, and then I hesitated here, and that missed me a really good opportunity to trade. Definitely hesitated here. I mean, we're still in that 5-minute breakout. Like I said, we had 2 minutes left in that 5-minute candle here. So that's usually a good time to get a little bit more aggressive. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to wait for a little bit bigger of a pullback. Kind of like this situation here where I pulled back to the 9 EMA. Last time I bought too soon. Yeah, not my day today so far. Seeing if I can be patient, wait for a reversal in my overall P&L, something I can really edge into, but so far not really getting that. GCT popping back above VWAP. We traded this ticker a few times. Slightly green on it, but I'm nervous about GCT because if you look to your left, you see a flush, and oftentimes tickers like this end up repeating themselves. So I don't think I'm going to be trading this break of VWAP here on GCT. I'm watching it for now. I'm not gonna lie, Veru's pretty impressive here that it just keeps holding. A little frustrating here for me, but coin is now below 659, so I might end up getting that move I was waiting for. So I'm just kind of hanging out here waiting for larges to sell off a little bit more, so no rush. It's actually one of my favorite positions to be in, just kind of waiting, being patient, and once you see that setup, then getting really aggressive. So I'm just looking at the tickers I traded today, thinking, you know, how I could have maybe done better. CTM. This is actually pretty impressive because I even sized down on this ticker Actually, no, never mind. Take that back. I did 8,000 shares my first trade. That's actually too big. This should have been a, I don't know, 4,000 position size max. Too big size on my first trade. But I did cut losses pretty well. If I held a little bit longer, I would have really got skunked on this one. Veru finally pulling back on the 5-minute. That's good to see that. Xpev, this one's kind of annoying. I should have just closed it. Sizing into winners right now, it's really not the market for that. And I feel like every now and then I get reminded that. But I can't wait till I can start sizing into winners again. It's gonna be really nice. Because that's how you make those really big winners, you know, 50, 60, 70, 80, $100,000 position sizes. I'm ready for it, but I don't want to have my first trade, you know, $50,000. I want to see that continuation. And unfortunately, my trade's not even popping up on this one. Let's see. All right, let's go back to Veru, which is actually holding this area pretty well. 10:02. Really quickly here, Sprc, another ticker I traded today. A little bit of a sad ticker. I actually had my best trade, well, not my best trade, but this is actually the only ticker I was able to maintain my profits on. And the reason for maintaining my profits on Sprc is because it just died off, and I basically just finished trading it at the right time. It wasn't really a good ticker or anything like that. But I got the pullback that I wanted. It popped up, took my profits, was ready to keep trading it, but then it died. So I didn't have the opportunity so much to lose profits on this one, because once it was below VWAP, I pretty much just give up trading a ticker, and this one just died off. Veru is still looking pretty strong. I mean, it's holding this area here really, really well. A few people are mentioning that TOS is not acting right, lagging, having some other issues. Never really grows my confidence, unfortunately. The amount of issues that TOS is, you know, TOS shouldn't even be having issues right now. It's not even like a busy market. It's really weird. So this initial open on Xpev was really cool. I should have treated it more like a large cap, basically not trade high, but just hold with the anticipation of, you know, kind of riding the ticker as long as possible. I think that was my mistake. I just treated it like a small cap. I don't know. It was a tough day today. I'm still hoping we're going to get some setup, but at the moment, I don't see anything that justifies me jumping back into the market. I'll keep watching VERU. I had 6 red trades and 6 green trades today. That's pretty ridiculous. VERU right around 14 could actually be a good trade, good support. But we are below the 9 EMA, so it is on the backside. But basically looking for those mini support zones, trading it quickly, and accordingly could actually give you a nice little profit. It's just not the best risk reward strategy, so I don't really do it anymore. Jewel says 0 trades. Wow, that's crazy. It's not every day that there's 0 trades. It's always very rare. It only happens to me like a handful of times every year. But I feel you. Today was definitely one of those no trade days, without a question. Looking at things really fast here, so far, you know, I'm down 260. So if you just come to my actual, so you guys could see it here, 260 and 0.4 cents. So 260 and 0.4 cents. With the reg fees, that's a negative 264 loser. 6 wins, 6 losses, 50-50 risk win-loss ratio. Very weird to have like perfect trades there. Only did 12 trades, so a very small amount of trades. Negative risk reward as well. So classic red day. Just wasn't really able to steer the ship in the right direction. I think the one thing that I did wrong today was on some of my trades, my positions were just too big. Like here, for example, on VERU, I took a 5.7% loser, which is huge, but I had a tiny position size, so it wasn't even that bad. But I had trade here, for example, first trade of the day, CTM, a 1.5% loss and $130 loss as well. So too big position size on this one. I usually want to do like below average position size on my first trade on a ticker. So VERU, I did a good job on that. CTM, this should have been like a $70 loser. So I did twice too big size on this one. It would have never really changed the day that much, but it kind of shows you how I could have done a little bit better today, just managing my risk a tad bit better. I just, you know, sized up a little bit too much today early on. I should have kept size smaller until I was green. If you're not green, there is no reason to be sizing up, period. So today I definitely messed that up a little bit. One last thing to maybe check here is the running P&L. Let's just really quickly look at it. So you can see I basically started red. I was, you know, negative 60 for a little bit. Then I took that huge loss on VERU, bounced back a bit from there. But it was never really able to crawl back from that. Last week was pretty slow, but really nice the fact that, you know, if you just look at my portfolios, and if we just go to my calendar and you'll see, for example, let me zoom in. Okay, wait, actually I'm in the wrong portfolio. I think it's portfolio number 8. Let me check. Yeah, swing trading, here we go. So November, so far we are able to really clean up. We had $1,700 profit on Thursday and $2,000 profit on Friday, basically just waiting for the large caps. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm just waiting for the large caps to set up. I don't really see a good trade on Coin or the other large caps I've been following. So I'm just kind of sitting on my fingers. I was hoping we could do a little bit more trading with the small caps. Right now, Coin is just absolutely choppy. Doesn't look good at all. But unfortunately, they didn't really amount to anything either, the small caps today. So really just more or less a no trade day for sure. Let's see. SQ crawling up higher. That's actually not too bad. Let's go to a 15-minute chart on SQ. So this one's not looking too shabby. PayPal almost back to where it was before earnings, so that really shows you that things are just oversold right now. Snow sold off again below 130, but actually recovered very quickly. Airbnb crawled higher, but then pulled back. So I'm going to be looking for a lot of range setups, like really anything near the lows of like Thursday and Friday, I'm going to be buying on the large caps. So Coin, that's around like 55. Anything below like 57 could be a good buy already. Beyond Meat with that high short interest, honestly, this ticker could be a really good trade somewhere in this area. This is originally what I was talking about. I'm not comfortable holding BYND for like a long period of time. That's the only thing. The other tickers I am. Clove just keeps selling off. LMND. Clove is about to be a sub-dollar, guys. Clove is about to be a penny stock. How crazy is that? So yeah, it's just slow out there. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it, guys. I'm going to get espresso and get ready for a few other activities I got to do. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Unfortunately, it was a little bit of a real Monday here. The market has the Monday blues. I think things are going to start picking up. I'm pretty optimistic. You always got to have these kind of days mixed in. Darren calling out Tesla. So big support around 200. We're back in that key zone. Yeah, I think I'm actually surprised Tesla's not on my chart here, so I'll add Tesla to this list. It has the biggest market cap, around 630. It's crazy. I like to sort this by market cap usually. So yeah, I think Tesla's in a big buy zone, but if it breaks this area, I could definitely fall down quick. 180 is that last key big support. Nice work, Corey. Today was a tough day getting green, I think. VERU is going for that last pump. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I feel like at this point I can really only do more damage. I'll take my small red day and hopefully do a little bit better tomorrow. I don't think it would even take that much. Jules says it's important to see a pro have a slow down trading day. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Yeah, cheers. I'll take the compliment. Slow days suck no matter what. You know, it's just like, ugh. It's like going to work and then you can't work. That's kind of what it feels like. It just kind of feels ridiculous. But once you realize it's just part of the game and you can end the day early and kind of relax a little bit more, you can see it as like a positive side as well. So that's really what it's all about. All right, guys. I'll see you then first thing tomorrow morning. Like always, guys, stay safe, make some awesome trades, and have a great start to the week. Ciao, guys.